I call the member for Newtown.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Back in 2004, before I was elected as a member in this place, we launched the Greens campaign to protect renters' rights. To the over 50% of households at the time that we knew to be renting in the electorate of Newtown, we knew that this was a high priority. And we called for an end to no grounds evictions, the need to cap rent increases to once per year and in line with CPI. Back in 2014, it was the Greens working in collaboration with renters, organisations and groups to put renters' rights on the agenda. Fast forward to 2018 and the Make Renting Fair campaign has grown to over 90 organisations supporting their call to end unfair evictions that hurt us all. Groups such as the Ethnic Communities Council, the Legal Centres New South Wales, Tenants Union, Homelessness New South Wales, Shelter New South Wales, the Uniting Church, United Voice, Newtown Neighbourhood Centre, Unions New South Wales, Redfern Legal Centre, Mission Australia. I could go on and on and on. 90 organisations supporting the Make Rent Fair campaign. We have seen the momentum grow to see an end to the unfair evictions that see people kicked out of their home as a result of greedy or dodgy landlords simply wanting to put up the rent or avoid their obligations to do basic maintenance on their properties. The time to end no grounds evictions is now. We need to provide security to the 826,922 households in New South Wales that rent. That is 31.8% of households in New South Wales that rent, that need to be provided with protection. And in the electorate of Newtown, we know that people renting their households renting is now up to 60%. But it's not just in the inner city and inner west. In the Premier's own seat of Willoughby, the number of renters now outnumber the number of households that have mortgages or the number that own their home outright. And in the Minister for Housing and Planning seat of Lane Cove, we see a similar number, with renters outnumbering the number of people that hold mortgages. And in the Deputy Premier and leaders of the national seat, they should also be paying attention, because in the town of Queanbeyan, we see a massive 46.9% of people living in rental insecurity that are rental households in the town of Queanbeyan, and an overall 27% of households renting in the electorate of Monaro. It is time to change these laws so we see an end to unfair, no grounds evictions. But after years of campaigning, we know in the Greens that there is much more that needs to be done in relation to protecting the rights of renters. And today I wanted to let you know the Greens' plan to be able to address the rental crisis and provide renters with more security. We have set out a 10-point plan that will suggest to the people of New South Wales how committed the Greens are to seeing genuine protection and change for renters. We want to see an end to no grounds evictions. We want to cap rents by limiting rent increases to once per year, and we want to regulate to prevent rent increases beyond CPI. We want to improve the flexibility for tenants in cases of domestic and family violence, and we want to see an increased transparency through the creation of a publicly available maintenance log and maintenance reports so that there is transparency for those people who are seeking maintenance fixes from their landlords. We want to see and establish rental housing standards that look at issues around safety and sustainability, and we want to allow tenants to be able to make minor changes more easily. We want to remove the no pets clause, because having a pet is a personal choice and a personal responsibility, and it is not okay to make renters second-class citizens when it comes to being able to have a pet. And we want to improve the management of tenants' bonds and interest. Our final commitment is that we want to see an improvement to the people living in share houses to make sure that they are offered the necessary protections that they need. One of the biggest issues we see in this state is that the legislation and the protections and the focus of the Liberals and Nationals has not caught up with the reality of how many people now find themselves living as renters in our state. It is high time that we take a stand, that we put renters' rights on the agenda and make a commitment to re-tip the balance, to get the power out of the hands of the greedy landlords and the dodgy landlords, and instead put it back into the families and the communities and the households in New South Wales that rent. The Greens are committed to protecting renters' rights. We will continue to be the voice for renters in this parliament and in this chamber, proudly and strongly, until we achieve this change.